Yeah, hello everybody. Yeah, welcome back to my channel. And whew, it's been a journey, literally trying to organize this interview. But
Hardly my fault.
finally, we've done it. We are here. So yeah, I'm just really happy to welcome one of my greatest friend, and it's crazy because how we met and how everything is going right now is so crazy. So I'm not going to steal your thunder. Who are you and where you from? What do you do? Let's go for it.
All right, no pressure.
No
Hi,
pressure.
everybody. Nice to be on this platform, and thank you very much, Elisha, for giving me this opportunity. My name is Kondwani, and of Kondwani Chirwa, and I'm from Sheffield, but now I live in Manchester.
You run away.
And basically, I ran away, and the reason I ran away was because I had to, move to Manchester, settle here, and just run a business and be of impact to society in a sense. Me and my friends. So yeah, my new home is Manchester.
Yeah, wow. I really like that. I just like how you summarize everything and you're saying, first of all, even without me asking you the question, you're already like, I'm here to impact the society. I'm here to do something, a dream, and that's amazing. Uh, Man, there's a lot of things we can speak about.
Yeah.
First of all, the first thing which I'm looking back. I was just thinking when I was downstairs making having some food. I'm like, yo, our church YouTube channel was made with you. I don't know if you remember. I think that was like in 2007 or something.
Oh wow.
2007 or way back in the days. Like
Wow.
literally, like when YouTube was coming up,
Yeah.
you help us to set up our YouTube channel. I don't know if you remember that.
Funny enough, no, I could kind of no, I can just about forget it, if you know what I mean.
Big
But
time.
my goodness, me that long ago.
It's been that long. I just like
Wow.
literally I was looking at it thinking like, yeah, you know, like oh wow, that's amazing. Literally I was just like yeah, and it's crazy because like when we started doing it, like putting church videos, those kind of stuff, we were like, why are you doing that? Oh, this platform, whatever, at the beginning. But now everybody's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Which is just
Yeah.
like so crazy. I'm just like, yeah. When I was doing it, when I started doing it, you're like taking a mick
And
of what I'm trying to do.
and it's very interesting, isn't it? Because even like right now, we're talking
Mm.
about COVID, right?
Yeah.
And suddenly there's been a huge explosion,
Yes.
of people trying to be online
Hmm.
and online presence. And
Yes.
now what you're beginning to see as well, even big media companies,
Mm.
broadcasting corporations,
Yes.
they've also got YouTube channels.
Yeah.
I mean, you can watch live Sky News
Hmm.
on YouTube channel live
Yes.
without the need to pay for lesser TV license. I'm
Hmm.
not, I mean, I'm not saying don't pay a TV
Yes.
license, but the point is you can watch just from YouTube
Mm.
so many things, and
Yes.
yeah, it's nice to see, and at the same time, it's like now more than ever, there's so much
Mm.
information. We're loaded with so much information. You now have to filter through that
Yes.
and try to pick exactly
What you
what's
want.
what you're gonna consume. Yeah,
Yes.
but yeah,
Yeah.
interesting times.
Big time. Big time. Yeah. For me, I always like to go at the beginning. I like to, as I said, we met through our parents, and from there we just keep growing. We keep talking. Say, yeah,
Yeah,
what you doing, this and that.
yeah.
So at the beginning, because I know as in the state of our life, I believe you're doing science. You're more focused in
Yes.
doing science.
Yeah.
Just tell me a little bit your journey in terms of how have you gone from your science background into your media and yeah, let's go from there.
Right. Where do I start? Okay, I'll start from back when we were in Sheffield.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was just, moved from Zambia, settling in Sheffield, and
Mushandala.
we know,
You're not
or
forgotten, yeah.
as we say in Nyanja, we know. Yeah, I'm more of Nyanja than Bemba, but you
Yeah,
get my point.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, are we allowed to speak in Nyanja and Bemba,
Man,
or is your audience getting a bit
my
confused? Like,
audience be
right?
like, what they talking about? But it doesn't
Because
matter, as long as you're saying hi, that's what
because
counts.
I don't want to give you a job of beginning to write up, subtitles and whatnot.
Anyway, you're
Captions.
just saying hi. That's on the thing.
Anyway, so yeah, so coming back to settling in Sheffield,
Yes.
I was already studying. I already knew I wanted to be in the science field, in a
Right.
sense, coming from back home. So I had my eyes on obviously science subjects and engineering subjects, in a
Yes.
sense. And so being in Sheffield, going through college, I knew I wanted to work in field of science. Now, initially it was medicine, but medicine was more of like, you know, voices from parents just kind of
Yes.
saying, "Oh, have you thought of medicine?" And
Yeah.
I kind of, I liked it, but I learned very quickly during my A levels that I was terrible in biology.
Wow.
So,
Cutting people in wrong places.
Exactly. So I had to ask myself, what is it that I truly love?
Yes.
What's my passion? What are my passion in life from the subjects that I had? So
Yeah.
I realized I enjoyed mathematics, and then I enjoyed chemistry.
Yes.
Physics I struggled a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. And so I went on to decide to go and study chemical engineering.
Right.
And that's what I applied for at university. I got in. I loved it because I chose it because I knew what it was about.
Yes.
And I knew full well, for me, it wasn't just about studying to get a job,
Yes.
but more like studying something that I love that then I can use to impact society.
Yeah.
And so going down the route of chemical engineering was just me trying to solve world problems.
Yes.
And because chemical engineering is all about processes, my keen interest was in water, in water treatments.
Right.
Because I used to see, in Africa, back home in Zambia, for example, that there's certain communities that did not have access to clean water.
Right.
And but one of the funny things is that many times you see that there's a river.
Yeah.
And you see this on TV time and time again.
Yes.
There's a river or a stream.
Yeah.
But people have to walk miles elsewhere to either find a borehole that's been installed somewhere by an organization or a well,
Yes.
But then you ask yourself, why can't they just use that water? But it's because it's not safe to drink.
Yes.
Right? So that's still my passion, and that's still close to my heart.
Yeah.
But then for me, it's all about being positive to society. So fast forward to completing my university during my final year, or rather before my final year, because I was in for a master's program.
Right.
I fell ill.
Right.
And you know this story, obviously. I don't know if it's something you want me to share with your audience.
Actually, I would like you to share it because I partially know a little bit. I don't know the full story, but if you can share it, I think that is going to benefit our audience in terms of that inspiration. Why I also picked you, like, my guy has inspired me. You know what I'm saying? So
come on.
I think big
you.
time, because a lot of time we see people going. Sometimes we see our friend going through something, but we don't really question it. You know what I'm saying? Or like, this is a really hard thing for them. So I would like you just to be like, you know what? I'm going through this, or I've gone through this, and I'll overcome it. You know what I'm saying? And again, special in right now where we are, a lot of people they're under pressure. A lot of people are, stressed with COVID, all those kind of stuff. And I just love that ability of telling a story which is going to impact somebody and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going through this right now, but you know what? Sooner or later, I'm going to overcome it. And I believe that your message is going to bring a hope to somebody else as well. So go for it, man.
Yeah, sure. All right, cool. I'm gonna go all the way to the point of COVID, I guess, eventually. But so obviously when I was in university, I fell ill. I felt really ill that I had a very bad viral infection. It was a stomach bug, a nasty one. But then, unfortunately, my body could not fully recover from that.
Right.
So what happens is, when that happens and you cannot recover for a certain period of time, they diagnose you with a syndrome, with an illness called ME, myalgic encephalomyelitis, or also known as chronic fatigue syndrome, CFS. So in short, I'll be making reference as ME, CFS.
Right.
And so that was in my third year, so it meant I couldn't finish my fourth year for my master's program. But fortunately, I was able to graduate with my degree. So awesome. But then the greatest challenge was the fact that the nature of the illness is that you cannot function to your normal self, your normal day to day.
Yes.
So your life is limited in a sense. So it's a chronic illness. So I was once, bedbound. Then I became housebound, and
Wow.
housebound meant I could just about go outside of the house
Yes.
because I didn't have the energy. I was in pain, weakness. You get my point. So it's just the whole life limiting aspect of it. So I had to ask myself, right? The doctors are saying there's no cure, but you can get better, right? Some people get better, some people don't. So what that means is it can be a lifetime illness for you. So I then asked myself, right? There's no point of me sitting down here waiting for when I become back to my normal self.
Yes.
And so I told myself, I always like to solve problems, and I always like to do things. I'm a doer.
Yes.
I'm sure you remember this. Yeah. And so I then had to find a way, because I knew I can't just get a normal job. If you remember that time, I wasn't working, nothing, I couldn't do anything. So I asked myself, how then do I make sure my mental health doesn't get worse, which is what I'm going to touch on COVID.
Yeah.
My mental health doesn't get worse. That was one.
Yes.
And then two, how can I make sure I just find fulfillment in life, because I've got all this ambition and the drive and passion for society.
Yeah.
And so one of the key things, obviously, family support was amazing, and it still is to today. But one of the key things was being creative.
Yes.
Right. Being creative was one of the tools that I found very, very useful to helping my mental health, and in the process, me myself getting better through forgetting about the symptoms, and then slowly and surely, with medications and the support, I've improved. I'm sure you've noticed over the years. I still have I still suffer from ME. But at least I'm much better now.
Yes.
I can function a bit more. And so using video as a tool of being creative was basically a big tick for me, and it went out perfect. So then I met a friend through my friend Yinka, if you remember Yinka.
Yeah.
I know I'm name dropping right now.
Yes.
But then I met a friend, Babs, through him, and that was in 2014. And our visions basically aligned in a sense, because even for him, he was diagnosed with cancer back when he was in uni. He recovered from it, so that's awesome. But then he had a passion of impacting society as well through medium, because he found it powerful when the charity Click Sergeant helped him. And so we just thought, all right, let's put our minds together and then move forward and see how we can help others. And so fast forward to 2017, we started a Silent Telephone project, which is basically raising awareness of health conditions through short films.
Yes.
And so we've been running with that, and now basically it's all about using media and creative media rather, and digital arts as a means of raising awareness of health. Yes. Because it's always health themed. So we go into schools, teaching young people, how to make short films. And we tell them, you're going to make a short film about a health condition. And they get very excited because they're going to make a short film. And so they engage through research and all those things. And we also get university students who come to mentor secondary school students. And so in the end, they produce short films. And I'm sure you've seen them on us.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
YouTube
100%.
channel. Yes.
When you upload or you say there's something going up, like, go for it. Let me go watch it.
So you can just search Silent Elephant Project if you're curious, and just watch, support, as you please. But and so that's what I do, and that's me right now. And so jumping to COVID. See, when COVID happened, it's impacted everybody. It's a global impact. But then one of the key things I realized, especially when they introduced lockdowns, was that lockdown wasn't anything new to people who are struggling with health. Yes. Why? Especially chronic health. Why? Because they've always been in a state of lockdown, in a sense. That's how I always put it. So I remember writing an article on LinkedIn saying, this lockdown is a double lockdown for me. Yeah. But it's nothing new. But one thing I missed, or I wished we had, is the freedom to just go and meet up. Like right now, we could have sat in the same room, but then
time.
COVID has, but again, it's the power of technology. Yes. That we're able to still communicate. And so, the impact of COVID has been very negative, but then there's also a lot of positive you can get from it, because as humans, we always learn to adapt.
Yeah.
And the impact of COVID has been so great that now it's been obvious that the mental health aspect plays a key role, and people have been badly hit with the negative impact of COVID through mental health.
Yes.
And so working with university students, it's been like recently during lockdown, because our business had to stop, we couldn't go out and stuff. But then teaching people remotely and empowering them how to make, sharing their story. It's about storytelling through short documentaries has been amazing, because students have found it beneficial, and it's been great for the mental health of everybody that gets involved, because it's all about the process. And at the end of it all, when you have a piece of something that you're sharing your impact of COVID and how you're coping with it, it's gonna help somebody else be able to to take something from that, and that's how we continue to communicate as mankind. So I don't know if I've answered your question, but we've got to COVID.
100%. I think again, this is very interesting, because even the reason why I've been starting doing this kind of interview thing is because I was speaking to my friend. Basically, I was working on a website for a cybersecurity website, and then we started talking. And it's COVID, all this kind of stuff, and I was just like, you know what? We spent an hour talking, sharing ideas, which is going to help somebody in this time. And I just felt like, you know what? Let's do something on this. And based by you touching it in terms of COVID has been negative in a way, but there's a lot of positive which you can look at.
Absolutely.
It's I believe it's the way you view the world, or the way you view any situation which you've been put in. How do you view it? And now I want to go a little bit deeper in terms of, you have this vision of you maybe going to be to do medicine, to do all those kind of stuff. You had a vision of it. Now, how was it when you felt like, oh, you know what, my life is going to has changed around? Like, how was that for you? How was it? Were you like, okay, best? I know you're gonna be scared, but how? How did you, psychologically speaking, change your thinking to be able to be like, you know what? Okay, maybe I cannot do the full job or whatever I wanted to do, and I need to change everything. How did you do that?
Well, that is deep indeed. For me, it's the fact that you first go through. A lot of people say this, especially when you've gone through trauma.
Yes.
In life, when you go through a traumatic event, it doesn't matter what it is. And some people, it's the loss of family member or loved ones, or a nasty accident, whatever it is. Health, like for me, for example.
Yes.
It's a traumatic event, right, in your life. And what happens is, when you go through a traumatic event, it gets you to pause. So then, you pause for a moment and take a moment. It allows you to sit back and think, right, what is going on? So then you need awareness, of what's going on. Just a refresher, a pause. And as you explore what's going on and what it means for this very presence, because now it becomes about you. Forget about the world. And that's the thing, like, as human beings, we get caught on, oh, I want to achieve this, I want to do this, and getting involved with people.
Yes.
But then at that very moment when you're going through something, it's all about you. And believe it or not, it's survival mode.
Yes.
And you need that. Otherwise, you're just gonna collapse in a sense. And so it was. You now go through awareness. What it all means. What does it mean for the future? Because your past self.
Yeah.
But then the future is unknown.
Yes.
So, and you're at the crossroads, because now life looks different from what you envisioned it.
Yes.
But then, as you go through those emotions and thoughts and feelings, and
what kind of emotion are you going through?
Yeah, that feedback. Well, it's different, but you get anxiety, worries, just pain in a sense, sorrow, and believe it or not, sometimes it depends how low you feel. You might think maybe the world doesn't mean anything to you anymore. Now, when you go through those moments, you just have to ask yourself, right, I'm alive today. So then you simplify everything. I've woken up today, I'm alive.
Yeah.
It's sad that I'm going through the pain and the symptoms that I'm going through.
Yes.
But what's the one little thing if I was to live on earth, or I should do that can bring a positive change to somebody else?
Yes.
For example.
Yeah.
And and as you're working on yourself, you then have to go through acceptance, because for me acceptance, as I mentioned before, was saying, right, I'm gonna assume I never get better.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
Yeah.
So it means I have to find a way of being fulfilled in my life.
Yes.
Of being happy.
Yeah.
And obviously my name means be happy, Kondwani.
Right.
So I had to live up to my name.
Yes.
I had to continue living up to my name.
Yeah.
And so I then went through that and it's a journey. It can take months, for some people years.
Yes.
And we're talking, for me, from then to now, it's a whole different place now I'm at.
Yeah.
But going through that moment, it's acceptance was key. And through acceptance, I basically had to come up with my new life.
Yes.
Because you can have all the plans you want in life, but when something changes, there's no point of trying to force something that you're not going to get there.
Yeah.
So you just change the path, and at the end of the day, for me, I realized that actually the why is bigger than the what.
Yes.
The why for me was that being of positive impact to society was important, and so empowering others as well in a positive way means a lot to me. And if I can impact somebody else, or somebody else asks a question, that's why I'm always a quiet person, because it's people ask me questions and then we have a conversation like this.
Yes.
And so that's been my process for me. So going through acceptance is very, very important, and just starting anew, starting afresh, because at the end of the day, you can only work with what you have. But it's how you go about it as well that really, really matters. And so, just like the COVID situation right now, people are experiencing, is we'll always have things like this happen in life. There's always waves, as you would call it. You can call it a wave. Waves come and go, but it's how you're able to stay afloat and overcome that wave, and then there's always a better tomorrow, in a sense. And so it's just being positive and having that hope and the faith that, life is only over when your time comes, in a sense. So you just keep serving people, serving your neighbor, If I have to call you and say, Elisha, I need advice, or how are you feeling today? Kind of thing. Elisha, just a simple, how are you? How you doing? And from there, you have a conversation. And that's how come we've been to organize this right now.
Yeah, big time.
It's just, being there for each other and doing whatever you can to make sure you're still happy and plodding along, in a sense.
Yeah, 100%. You really touch a lot of stuff. And I'm just, when, as you're saying, when you go through something, when you have a plan in your head, this is my plan, I want to succeed, I want to do this and that, and everything change, is then your character is shown.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're playing football, you're playing a sport, and you think, okay, we need to win, and they don't win. Everybody's disappointed. The coaches, the mom, everybody's disappointed. Why? Because they lost. But in that so-called lost, what is the character of that individual?
Yeah, that's it.
And everybody can win.
That's it.
Everybody can be able to be like, okay, I want to do this. Cool, we've done it. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, life is really what you make of it.
Yes.
If you really think about it, life is what you make of it. And your own life and the way it's planning out for you, you just have to be happy and just live within your life. And you just don't bother trying to live somebody else's life, because you don't even know what they're going through. It looks all jolly. And just focus on you and just be you and do whatever you can, because at the end of the day, it's circumstances around you that tends to dictate what happens.
Yes.
But then there's also power in you utilizing whatever it is that you can and make the best out of it.
Yes.
And Yeah. So you're right. You're right. Absolutely right.
So in terms of like, okay, as I was saying, being that moment, and for example, your idea, of having an impact to the world or the society, where does that come from? Why do you want to impact the society? Why do you want to do more? No one's asking you to do it. No one's
Yeah.
asking you like, oh, help the society or whatever. Why do you feel it's something within you that you wanted to do it?
I don't know. Like, honestly,
Mm,
I don't know, but I just think and feel that it's within every human, every human
mm,
on the planet.
yeah.
It's a human thing, kind of
Yes.
thing to have,
Hmm.
and I guess the word for it is like you give words to everything.
Hmm.
Um, you would call me a social entrepreneur. Some
Mm,
people, say social entrepreneurism, and
yes.
I would agree with that because in everything that I see around the world, or the
Yes.
problems I try to solve or
Hmm.
impact society, I always look at the human. It's very human centered for me.
Yeah.
It has to be human centered. Like, okay, how is it going to be beneficial
Yes.
to a human being?
Yeah.
And the same mindset I've applied to running a business, in the
Yes.
sense, how can it be benefit to a human being,
Yeah.
and not thinking about the money.
Yes.
Like, the money only follows, and that's another
Hmm.
thing when it comes to, like, let's say, whatever you do, in everything you do,
Yes.
money is just a language of saying, oh, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for this transaction.
Yes. Hmm.
And so the focus is always on the human side.
Hmm.
And so where does it come from? I guess it's within me, or whatever greater power is out there, God, Christ, whatever it is. But like,
Yes.
it's within us all. I
Hmm.
believe in being kind to one. I mean, look at the amount of support that's happened around COVID.
Yeah.
People have given up their time to help others. People
Yes.
have risked
Mm.
being infected just to help
Yeah.
others.
Hmm.
That's a human. It's a human thing to do, to help one another, to serve one another.
Yeah.
And and so when I look at that, I just think, well, it's a no-brainer, because if you strip everything out,
Yes.
if you strip the context of the world we live in,
Mhm.
whatever you're in, whatever economic system you're in,
Yes.
be it capitalist, whatever,
Mhm.
if you strip that out, you
Yeah.
find that you get to the point where everything is about being human, about being there for each other, loving
Yes.
one another, caring for one another, and just being mindful. Those are things you can't touch.
No,
like,
big time, big time.
they're intangible, but they're intrinsic. They're
Yeah.
very, very important.
Yes.
That is something that's way more valuable that today people try to put. In business.
Yeah.
Some people sell actual products. They have, okay, I'm selling a mouse, for
Yes.
example.
Yeah.
But then some people, they sell service.
Mhm.
Now, it's difficult to
Yeah.
you can easily quantify how much. Okay, yeah, these materials cost X amount, whatnot. But when it comes to a service,
Yes.
it's difficult to quantify.
Yeah.
And that's something to today, whereby I think there's a book called Social Capital, where the writer tried to kind of give an idea of how much it costs when it comes to being human, and
Yes.
the value that we have for each other.
Yeah.
But there can never be an accurate number, because
Yes.
they're intangible things. But those are things, so yeah, it's within us. It's intrinsic
Yeah.
to be there for each other.
Yes.
And
And again, that's a really powerful thing, because it doesn't matter, as you said, it doesn't matter how much you make or how much you have. At the end of the day, you're going to sleep in one house. You're going to drink in one cup. You're going to drive one car.
My favorite cup, by the way.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to dress the same clothes. You cannot, so it's just showing you that I think, just like when you go for a party or when you go for events, when you used to back in the days, it's not that I cannot be able to have food in my house. I can. It's not that I cannot have music in my house. I can. But it's just that environment of having people around you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that vibe.
It's a community.
You know what I'm saying? And that's success. That when you can be able to, as you are of impacting the world, where you can look at and just like, yeah, we did that. We made that happen. We made that event to happen. We help people to realize their potential. And I think that's that's success. That in terms of as we are saying, sometimes we think success is money. You know, we think it's car, is this and that, but it's not. It's what? How have you impact somebody?
Yeah.
How have you put a print to somebody where it can be like, you know what? Nah, you know, I want to be like this person, or I want to discover myself.
Elisha, I'm gonna have to disturb you.
Okay,
The
that's all right.
delivery person is so
Cool.
sorry, guys. This is what happens working from home.
So yeah, guys. As so far as we are talking now, you know, it's very important to understand that a lot of time we forget that how important it is the human value. You know, a lot of time we see, you know, people does a lot of things just to get money, but why is it costing you? Is it costing your life? Is it costing your friends? Why is it costing you in terms of you being in that position? You know, and as you're saying that, yo, you know, when you impact the society in a positive way, there's not how much is that? It's a lot, you know. But yeah, as he's just going to get a delivery, it did tell me like, you know, I'm waiting for something to be delivered to my house. So yeah, I was just waiting for him. So yeah, again, how are you going through this moment in terms of COVID? How are you going through the moment where you're struggling? You know, having the right network around you to support you and to you know, is very important. You know, that can be your friends, that can be family members, or whoever you think that you need to be in contact in able to help you. It's very important, especially this time where we're living in. But yeah, I'll just say we'll continue with the interview, and you just come back at the right time yourself, so which is good.
Oh man,
So, are you back now?
yeah, I'm back, but it turns out that's not my package. That's the neighbor's package. I ended up taking it. He's left it with me, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
cool.
Again, caring for each other. So the
Big
neighbor's
time.
not home.
Yeah.
I don't mind keeping the package for them.
Yeah, cool. Your gift is going to come soon, man. Don't worry.
Right. Yeah.
It seems to be
Where
like
were we?
it's very like a very important delivery which you need to come today.
Yeah, it has to. They're saying today. So anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
cool.
What were we talking before?
So best way in a way to summarize so far what you've said, it was regarding human value in terms of
Yeah,
the impact which you do into society and the reason why you're doing what
yeah.
you're doing. In terms of you know, as we touch on your challenges, what are those moments where you've gone through a period where you're just like, wow, right now where I am, I did not know that I'm going to be here. Like, what kind of opportunity has your idea opened to you?
A lot.
Mm.
I mean, there's a lot of successes or milestones that I've looked back and I've gone, oh my goodness, I
Yeah.
didn't know it's gonna turn out like this. And it's very laughable because you know, a lot we don't know the future, right?
Yes.
But we're always so confident and heading into the future.
Yeah.
So we always assume, like right now in the next, I'm assuming the delivery guy is gonna. I'm
Yes.
confident it's gonna come,
Yeah,
right?
a
But
good
it doesn't
example.
mean it's gonna come today. And this right now, I was excited actually to find out it was. So
Yeah.
for me again, that's a very good reminder that, you know, yeah, you can have expectations, but
Yes.
don't pin your hopes and, you know, your everything on those expectations in a
Yes.
sense. So yeah, like for me, there's been so many things that I've just gone in unknown, like a lot of things. In fact, that's my mantra in the sense I take risks.
Yeah.
I take risks. I could have easily, for example, back when I was unwell, decided to just try and hope I just get better, and I would have been home. And right now, I would have still been in Sheffield.
Yeah.
But what would I have achieved? Nothing. And when I look back, I couldn't change anything.
Yeah.
I'll still make the same decision because I'm that kind of person where I just make decisions and then see what happens.
Yes.
You know, but then I always have a strong feeling that something good will happen.
Yeah.
And if something doesn't happen the way I expected it, I just look back and I learn from it. I'm just right, okay. Things are gonna get better. Something else will happen.
Yes.
So many times there's been so many doors get closed. So many doors get closed.
Yes.
But the right door always opens out for you.
So true.
And so for me, that's always my mindset. And so when I go through, let's say, a challenge or just, I don't know, anything in the sense that I didn't expect,
yes,
I just look at it and say, right, I haven't lost my values. You know, one, I know my why, you know, and I haven't missed the mission. And so in my own personal life, how I reflect and how I behave is the same way I even do, like, you know, my day-to-day, like, living, which is, you know, running a business, being a family man, you know, all them things. It's those elements of things that you just apply throughout your life. And yeah, not every day is the same.
Big time.
And I love that. There's days where I just like, things are not working out.
Yeah.
You're having a bad day. But then again, it's back to that thing. What support have you got around you? You know, if you're struggling with yourself, you know, have a conversation with somebody. It's just, yeah, overcoming whatever it is you're going through. At the end of the day, it's the dance of life.
Yes.
I mean, this life we live in, it's an interesting life.
Big time.
It's full of surprises.
And I again, you know, that's how life is. You know, you don't know who you're going to meet. You don't know where you're going to go. And again, that element of a human is there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, the one constant of life is change. So you have to be ready for change. How do you prepare for change? Is always be ready. You know, to be ready is to stay ready.
Yeah,
as they say. And the one fact we know about life is that we're gonna die. So
big time. Yes.
So death is around the corner, but you don't know when you're gonna die. And so for me, I live every day like it's my last. Like I live my every day to the fullest, because if tomorrow I die, just like I enjoyed my life.
Yes.
You know, I've had a fulfilled life.
Yes.
And that's how I approach things. And so even when I regret on something, I don't let it weigh me down.
Yes.
I mean, we're only human, right?
Yeah.
You feel all those emotions and stuff, frustrations. I'll sleep on it, wake up the next day, and just like, you know what, move on.
Yes.
Forgive. You know, and just forgiveness for my own good anyway, and just you move on. Again, it's there's a lot to enjoy in life, and the last thing you ever want to do is allow things to be a burden of you.
Big time.
But yeah, I hope I'm not getting too spiritual now.
No, you know what? It's so interesting because when it comes to success, you know, from the other episode, it's showing you cannot do it. If even when you say you want to do an impact to the world, you cannot do that part without having that impact within yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a mess within yourself, okay, you're going to be a mess. But if you look at yourself, you think like, okay, this is what I do, this is why I am. I'm a negative person, I'm this and that, I'm this and that, I'm this and that. You analyze yourself. Then the percentage of you looking at that and say, okay, how can I change this behavior which is not right? How can I change this character which is not right? And you change it. Then you can do anything outside. You know what I'm saying? Then you can be able to make that impact outside. But if you cannot make your impact within yourself, there's no way you're going to succeed. Like it or not, there's no way you're going to succeed. You know, and literally by listening to a lot of people or listening to a lot of, videos or books or reading whatever, it's always starting within you. Because if success starts with you, first of all, if you've not yet prepared within yourself of how you want to be success and why the purpose, where's it starting? It's starting within you. Your idea, where's it starting from? That idea is not outside; it's in your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that's
how powerful it is that you know, as a human being, we are free in part. We are soul, spirit, and body. You know what I'm saying? So those three connections, if those three connections they're not connected, how can you be able to be successful? You cannot. How if your mindset is not right with your body is saying like do this, and your mind's like no, do that, and your spirit is just your soul is just like what's like you know what I'm saying? There's no way you can do it. But if you align everything and saying, okay, this is who I am, this is my value, this is what I believe, that I'm, you know, even when you're doing a project, you know, I believe at the beginning when you have clients, your clients comes to you and it's like, yeah, I want to do a short video, this and that. Okay, how much can you charge us? You know, at the beginning, maybe you might say, okay, you know what, £100. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's time. But the more you do it, and you're thinking like, wait, I'm more worth more than this. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's a reflection of who you are of the service which you're providing, and the person be like, wow, the way the way the guy did my editing, the way the guy did this for us, top. You know what I'm saying? You cannot. It's a it's a I think it's a something which is a very important thing, that the idea that is up there, that's your value.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. And that's why human connection plays a key role as well. You know, that human connection whereby, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't do something by yourself.
No, you cannot.
You know, like you need people. You need somebody to help you on the journey.
Yeah.
And so that, again, that human connection, that being there for each other, that community is what we're built in within ourselves to kind of work together.
Yes.
I mean, that's how the human race has survived.
Yeah.
If you think about it. And unfortunately, that's why there's even tribes, groups, nations, because again, it's that coming togetherness and different interests. I mean, that's a whole different topic about this versus that. But like, that's why as humans, we always work in groups, because that's how we succeed, and that's how we move forward, we move ahead. And so you're right. If you're not right within yourself, or if you haven't sorted out things that put you off balance, which is is it a Greek word or Hebrew word, sin, like the origins of sin, like the word sin itself, it's just being off target, being off balance, like things that keep you off being fulfilled.
Yeah.
If you haven't sorted that out, they'll always keep coming back, and it's because there are issues that need addressing. You can never solve every issue within yourself, which is what makes us human, because nobody's perfect. But it's all about, like you said, the percentage, and just aligning yourself so that more of the positive and more of good comes out. And it's back to that saying, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. It's only how you love yourself that you can project the same to others around you.
Yeah.
And that's how you live in harmony and just go on to achieve other things as well and help each other. So absolutely, you've touched on really, really important themes there, and I completely agree.
Big time. Because again, when you're young, or when we see on movies, or when we see a lot of stuff, man, even when I start even at the beginning, I was thinking a lot of things of outside. But the more I do like research, or the more I look at it, I realize, like, you know what? Nah, you can have a nice house, you can have all this stuff, whatever. But if within yourself, you're not right, those, they can be taken.
Yeah.
Somebody can take your car, somebody can take whatever, somebody can take everything, as you're saying.
And this is why, you're right, and this is why, I don't know who I was talking to, but I know I've received these few questions from different people before, and the idea was, if somebody gave you, everybody talks in millions, it's funny, but if somebody gave you £1 million, we're talking,
it's not
pounds,
a lot, bro.
We're talking sterling, not kwacha, all right? 1 million pounds.
It's not a lot for me. I need more.
What do you do with it? Would you go and it's like, for me, great. If I had £1 million, great.
Yeah.
But I already know what I'm gonna use it for. I'm very at peace. I won't be uncomfortable. I won't feel guilty. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just money.
Yes.
The only problem, just like anything else, and I say this every time, the only problem is if you are in love with that thing, i.e., you make that thing your servant, i.e., it's like when you allow that thing to override your conscious, your cognitive functions, in a sense, your decision making.
Yeah.
That's where the problem becomes.
Yes.
And the same thing lies to if you love, I don't know, what can I say? Speeding, let's say, a car.
Yes.
There's consequences.
Yeah.
It's what you do with the tools that you've got that really matters. There's a lot of people who have a lot of money, and guess what? They do great, good deeds.
Yes, big time.
They've changed the world. They've impacted humanity in a positive way.
Yes.
Why? Because they knew what they were gonna use it for.
Yeah.
And they're comfortable with it. They're at peace with it.
Yeah.
But then it's all about being at peace with whatever tools you've got in your hand.
Yes.
Because and so at the end of the day, is what is it really? Are you at peace with it within yourself? Like you said before, if you're not one with yourself within yourself, then anything that comes your way, you're gonna abuse. I mean, people abuse people.
Yeah, big time.
Again, yeah,
Big
it's
time.
crazy, but it's what you do with what you've got.
Yeah.
That really matters.
Big time. Yeah, and as you're saying, money. A lot of times we say money is the root of all evil. No, it's
Nope.
not.
No, it's not.
That's a big lie. It's
Yeah.
the individual.
Yeah.
You can give one person £10,000 and they can just ruin that money. You think, how in the world? We've read so many stories on like people winning a lot of money and then losing it, and you're thinking, oh my God, if that was
Right.
me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
To the audience out there, please feel free to send me the £10,000 because I know what I'm going to do with it. Okay.
Yeah, give me myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's just showing you that, as you were saying, being prepared, life changes. You know what I'm saying? Life changes just like that. But the question is, are you in that process of being prepared, like when something changes?
Exactly. And you see, going back to what I do, right? Let me just touch quickly because of the point you've made.
Yes.
It's why we created the Silent Elephant Project. I'm sure. Have you heard of the elephant in the room?
Yes.
That's why it's come from the name, Silent Elephant Project. Yes. In a sense that highlighting and giving voice, platform to conditions, illnesses, marginalized health conditions that nobody's talking about, but yet they're there in society. Now, obviously, we touched. We've done, the first thing we did was miscarriage, and then obviously we did ME. Why me? I mean, these are things you can find on YouTube, guys. Yes. And then we did the dementia short film called In Their Eyes. Yeah. And so, using those as examples, creating those things, it's trying to give a voice and help those with lived experience, for example. Yes. Because they come in, they come to meet students, share their stories, yes. And what students say and what the individuals themselves with the lived experience say is they find it very therapeutic that there's somebody who's listening to them. Yes. And it's great that they now have an opportunity for the wider audience to understand what it's like to go through, to live with that illness, for example, what their life is like from their perspective. Yeah. And believe it or not, right? What they say is very beautiful, which is people look at us as victims or they feel sorry for us. But actually, we don't want to be felt sorry at. So that in itself is a human value whereby you know where you are at, you know the limitations, and if every time people are looking at you like, oh, it's not very healthy for everybody. No. And that's where communication comes in. Yes. Having that conversation. And that's why when we create these short films, it's creating those conversations and trying to understand those around us. Yeah. What's in our environment, what's in our community, what's happening to my neighbor, what's happening to Elisha, even though you're in Sheffield, how's things. So it's that indirect impact, as we call it, that then fruits from that. Now, obviously, there's then the aspect of even lesser students which is the direct impact, whereby they get to learn and understand the illness that they would have never researched, they would have never known. Yeah. But then after they go through the processes, they come out and say, wow, I can now understand better, I can now communicate better with the community, just being a voice. And they become ambassadors in a sense to be there for each other, to be empathetic to their fellow human being and just be of understanding. And so, just touching back on that, I just thought I just talk about the Silent Elephant Project itself and what it all means, because it's the human connection at the end of the day, and that's what it's about.
And I think that's a really important thing, because again, I don't know, I'm kind of person like, if I'm watching a movie or anything like that, I'm like, I'm in their shoes. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yes.
When I'm watching, I'm thinking like, okay, if that was me in that situation, what would I do? So and I think that's the powerful thing about TV or movies. For me, it's always, okay, if that was me, what would I do? How would I feel? You know what I'm saying? And it teaches you a lesson in terms of, wow, okay, if I would do that, let me think, why would I do that? Why would it make me do this? You know what I'm saying? Another funny thing, when you're talking, I think it was on Monday, I was watching Will Smith He was talking, it seemed to be when he was very young. I think it was like 21, and there's a character, there's a lady who played like his mom or whatever, and literally they had a issue like for 33 years, you know, and literally he said it was eating him. You know what I'm saying? It was
Wow.
like it was a burden for him because it never confront that issue which he was facing, and as again, he's like somebody who we can look at and think like, yo, he's successful, everything's all right, blah blah blah. But there's something in his mind. Is like, you know what? I got something in my, how can I sort this thing out? How can I make this thing right? You know what I'm saying? And it's just showing you that when you start working on, sometimes we take long to act. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That thing, that issue, maybe I had an issue with you or whatever. Instead of just coming down and say, yo, this is the issue, let's sort it out. We take it a long time for you to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for you, again, success is being able to acknowledge when you're falling. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Acknowledge,
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm really in trouble in this area. And this is the only thing which is stopping me. And it's funny when you watch that interview thing, it's it just is like, it's like it's analyzing, you know what I'm saying? And you're just thinking like, wow, how in the world did you not realize this? And the thing, as you're saying, having an impact on somebody, sometimes we don't realize it. We don't realize
Mhm.
how we spoke or what we did, it
Yeah.
impacts somebody else. And even when those students who will work with you, yo, their life is changed. You know what I'm
I
saying?
hope so.
No, hundred
In a
percent.
positive
I
sense.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why do
Yeah.
I
You're
say
right.
that? Why do I say that? Every experience, like it or not, is going to change you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like every discussion with you right now is like, yo, I've run a lot of stuff, which okay, maybe I knew it, but
Mhm.
you're bringing forth into my conscience right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody knows this,
That's it.
but a lot of time we forget. We forget that, yo, it doesn't. If you have £10,000 or you got £1 in your account, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you're going to die. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? The question is, what impact did you do?
Yeah.
You know, and it's again when we speak about, there's some people where we speak about where they'll go into a room.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They go into a room and people will be like, you know what? I felt like you're speaking to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it connected to me so much. Even I didn't realize that there was people around me. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
That
saying?
happens a
That's
lot.
like how in the world did that happen? It's meaning that you are focusing on that individual to, no matter, maybe that's 10 minutes we are talking to that individual. When you go out, you're like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's again, that's success. Your communication skill is success. You know what I'm saying? Where you can
Yeah.
impact somebody by just how you communicate
And
your
that's the thing.
vision.
Like, a lot of things, like as humans, we tend to complicate things. Like,
Mm,
we just overcomplicate so many things.
yes,
Like, I mean, life is already hard, right?
big time.
So, like, why not just simplify it? Why not just make things simple? And that's the thing, because even like talking about success and whatnot,
Mm,
just as an example,
yes,
it's so many things are subjective.
big
You
time.
know, it's subjective. Like, what success means to you, Elijah,
Mhm,
is different. Might be very different from what it means to me. You
big
know,
time.
and like,
Not only
and the
even
question,
that.
and the question is, success in what departments? And
Yes.
and again, even those departments, they've got
Hmm.
their own like meanings and what it means
Yes.
to you and
Yes.
whatnot. So I think from this, like, so far, like, from you saying that as well, like,
Mm.
it's just reminding me, what I like to say, which is, don't get lost in the noise, because we always wake up, right, and we're
Yes.
consuming. Right
Yes.
now, I'm
Yeah.
consuming what you're saying,
Big time.
because this is the time you've managed to steal from my life.
Big time.
Right, right, and whatever I'm saying, again,
Yeah.
one or the other, you're also consuming it,
Big time.
right? And the audience right now,
Mm.
again, thanks for listening to this, but like,
Yeah.
you're consuming what we're saying. So
Yes.
again, you've created your time to
Hmm.
dedicate to this consumption. So the
Yes.
question is, what is it you're making out of the noise? Because
Hmm.
if you turn on the TV,
Yes.
that's noise.
Yeah.
You know, you turn on the radio,
Mhm.
that's noise. You
Yes.
listen to your music, that's noise.
Yes.
So how much of the noise are you ingesting in your mind,
Mhm. Yes.
right? And your eyes,
Yes.
visual
Mhm.
intake, you know,
Yeah.
that you're allowing to your brain. Like
Mhm.
what access, what information are you pushing
Yes.
into your brain and your subconscious
Yeah.
as well?
Mhm.
That is, because believe it or not, it's going to impact your life one or
Yes.
the other.
Big time. Mhm.
Be it positive or negative, it's
Yeah.
going to impact you.
Mhm.
And so the filters you put and
Yes.
the things you decide to watch and ingest and whatnot,
Mhm.
you have to be very, very mindful.
100%.
And that's why when you listen to gossip, let's say, or people talking about you and whatnot,
Mhm.
it's easy to get lost in that minefield,
Yes.
because you're trying to find the truth, but like, really, does it really matter if you know your true self? Back
Yeah.
to the point you made, if you know yourself, you be comfortable, you be at peace, and you can
Yes.
be of positive. So
Mhm.
yeah, just being careful to the noise,
Mhm.
like, it's just so noisy.
Yeah.
And right now, because everybody's home, or
Yes.
most people are home,
Mm.
there's more noise than ever, because
Yes.
the time that you'd have used to, let's say, go to work or go to an office or go in the field and do
Yes.
something,
Mhm.
right? Some of that time, if not most of that time, you're now using it to,
You're on the
if
computer.
it's, you're on the computer, whatever,
Yes.
you're ingesting, you're taking in so much more information from
Yeah.
different people,
Yes.
from people with, who are also from home,
Mhm.
also sharing stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just being careful what you ingest, in
Mhm.
a sense, the noise,
Yeah.
as I call it.
And you know what? This is again a big thing. When you're speaking about the noise, it's again, knowing your value, knowing who you are. That's it.
Yeah.
That's like that's all.
Mm-hmm.
When you know who you are, when you know your value or whatever, as you're saying, you don't spend time to listen to somebody's gossiping about somebody else. You don't do that, because you just feel like, how's this helping me? How's this
Yeah.
going to benefit
That's it.
me in order for me to grow?
Yeah.
Is it going to benefit me knowing that, okay, this person did this and that? Yes or no? Not really. Therefore, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I think again, there's that power of knowing who are you allowing to have the power over you.
Yes, that's it. We've put it down very well. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
I love that. Yeah.
Because when you know, when you're giving their power. But if you're not like, no, I cannot do that. That's not me. I know what I want. I know where I'm going. I know why I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? And again, being able to take time to be by yourself and be like, okay, I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to listen to music. I don't want to have anything. I just want to speak to my head. I want to talk to myself.
And that's like, which is, earlier I was talking about when you asked me a question like, oh, what did it take for you to take it a different direction, or to do what you're doing now?
Yeah.
And I talked about, like, trauma. When somebody faces trauma,
yes,
there's something that changes in you. Right? Right now, COVID has been a big trauma to a lot of people.
Yes.
If not everybody, but I'll just say a lot of people, because some people, they've had worse traumas, or they've had their own form of traumas before COVID.
Yeah.
Like myself, so it's nothing shocking. Oh, COVID, great.
Yes.
How are we going to adapt? That's how I look at it.
Yes.
It's now, so if let's say COVID, the impact of COVID is your trauma right now, then it means it's a great opportunity, actually, to even do it with somebody.
Yes.
Because a lot of people can understand the situation you're in. You know what I mean? And so if you can then find a way of, I don't know, navigating better in this COVID situation. I mean, yes, there's a vaccine, great, but that doesn't mean COVID is over.
Yeah. Like, bye guys, I'll see you later now.
Exactly. No, that's not. We'll be singing Happy New Year next month.
Yes.
And COVID is still around.
Yeah.
And for the next however many years, we'll have the COVID problem. And guess what? There'll be other problems that will be coming through. Yes. So the question is, how do I then learn from this experience, this trauma? How do I improve myself so that I can, I don't know, bulletproof myself for the future, if you want to think of it that way.
Yes.
And just navigate better through whatever trials and tribulations that come forth. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but life can get worse than this. This is nothing. Like, you know, it's crazy. But And I do understand we are all struggling with different things. We are all struggling with the impact of COVID, but try your very best. Just be resilient.
Yes.
And yes, just speaking to people. Communication again. That there's a human centeredness that is gonna help you more than ever, and it works for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I use those tools, and try and find something to help you, so to just cope. You know, like whatever challenge you're going through, if it's COVID, keep your mind on a thing as well, your mental health.
Yes.
Keep it in check, and do your very best to find something that helps you improve your mental health.
Yeah,
because for me, mental health, I find it very scary compared to physical health, believe it or not.
100%.
And that's because
100%.
It's mental. You don't see it coming many times. So but when you're aware of yourself and just keep it in check, and just do your very best to keep it in check. Do something creative. Do something that gives meaning to you, just to help you swear away from that. Because if you're not doing anything, unfortunately, a lot of things creep up on you, and you feel overwhelmed, and you feel defeated. You feel meaningless.
Yeah.
You feel so shitty, so crappy. Sorry for using the language. That you feel you might end up thinking that life is meaningless.
Yes.
But even when you have those thoughts, life is actually very meaningful.
Yes.
And there's somebody who actually values you being alive, you
100%.
being there for them. And let me not go too far.
Yeah. No, you know what? Again, you just, it's very interesting how when I'm doing this kind of interview, I just I like it when you take control. You just speak your stuff because why do I say that? Because sometimes we try to limit. Oh, you cannot talk about this one, whatever. Again, your opinion, your life is a testimony of who you are. You know what I'm saying? And it's is in those elements. We're just speaking about success. Our for success is having a nice car. Our for success is just driving, being everybody looking at you thinking like, wow, this and that. But it comes again when you start analyzing everything, it just comes back to you as a human being. You know what I'm saying? So that show you that you are as you just said that you are important. When you realize how important you are to the society, how important you are to your family, to your friends. You know what I'm saying?
Even to yourself. Yeah.
Even to yourself.
Yeah.
Then your mindset is going to be changing. Again, because of the fact that you realize like, wow, I'm valued to the society, I'm valued to the community. That idea which you have, then you're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to apply that idea and it's like, oh, let me do this. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because now that dream or that vision which you have, again, by you following your dream, that dream was not given to you. If that makes sense. I mean, why do I say that? Your gift or your talent, whatever, was not given to you. That gift was given to us. You are a gift to us. You know what I'm saying? Because your vision is to change, to help somebody else. And that's the gift you are giving to us, to help us. You're helping us. You know what I'm saying? And when you realize that, when you realize your vision or you realize what you've been given to your hand, that even being afraid, you're not be afraid no more. Because you know that the vision which I have is to help everybody. My vision is to become a doctor. For you to become a doctor, do you know what it means? It means somebody needs you. Somebody's going to be sick. Somebody's going to have a problem. Therefore, you realize, like, you know what? I need to be right within myself in order to help that individual. You know what I'm saying? And that's so powerful that this is the only way I can analyze that. Even when I'm afraid of doing something, like, okay, what impact is it going to leave if I do this? What impact is it going to help somebody? You know what I'm saying? And once you realize that, you don't be afraid. Okay, maybe somebody's going to laugh at you. Maybe somebody's going to say, oh, it doesn't matter. And for my audience, yo, you got that vision of maybe writing a song. You got that vision of writing a book. You have a vision of doing whatever. Go to it. Just go to it and do it. Because when you follow your dream, you don't know who, how you're going to help somebody. And I truly believe that. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's success. When somebody comes to you and say, you know what? You know when you did that, man, I needed to hear that. So again, sometimes we pray down ourselves like, oh, I'm not good enough, all this and that, or I need to have this in place, I need to have that in place, I need to have this in place. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just need to take that vision which you have and just go with it. We've seen so many businesses, we've seen so many people have done so many things, and where did they start the business? In the garage. Like what? They start the business in the garage. Like, at the beginning, maybe the guy was thinking just like, oh yeah, just this is gonna be only for myself, whatever. No, but guess what? That vision which he has, I mean, people are employed, just because of the guy having that vision. I mean, people have got that book at home, or I mean, people are even waiting for the thing to be delivered because that guy was like, let me take this vision which we've been given to me, and let me act on it.
That's it.
So that vision which you have, go for it. It might take longer, it might be difficult, but we all have different challenges, and that's the reality of life. But the question is, what do you do, and how do you push yourself to be able to be like, you know what? Let me go. Let me keep on going.
Yeah, you're better giving it a shot than not. You know, and again, that's my mindset. If today I had an idea, I would rather try it and then see how it goes. And then if you find it's not gonna work the way you thought it will, then you try something else. And it's all about giving it a shot, because at the end of the day, there's a lot more ideas that have never come to life.
Big time.
And the place where you find that is the graveyard. A lot of people have died. So many great ideas, but we've never had a chance to hear them. Because whether they've never shared them or they just never got the opportunity to share them. And so just being alive in itself, it's just, you have an idea, you try, you have that, just having that vision, like you put it, is very, very important. And just staying focused and consistent at it. Not everything pays off immediately. And again, like you said, what is success? Success is just you waking up, being able to be happy with what you do. And then if it's something that you see it's going to be of great impact to society, it's going to be bigger. That's great. That's amazing. You share it, you know. And then there's people who believe in that vision and who help you along the way on the journey. And then who knows if it's something that the wider, anything global is local. Do you know what I mean? So everything starts local, starts within you, starts within your perimeters. All the help you need starts around you, the people around you. And then it builds out from there because of its impact or the need. You know? I mean, if you don't fulfill a need, then there's no point to even break your head on it, because there is no need for it. So you don't even feel that pressure anyway. And the same mindset I have myself. Like we say that, if we're not needed, let's say in a community, with what we do, right? Then we don't have to be there. Like we'll go for where it's needed, because why? When you fulfill a need, when you meet a need, there it means somebody sees the value, and you're fulfilling their need. You're helping them out in a sense. Help one another. Help thyself. Help one another. Be kind to each other. So
100%. And I'm guessing, we can't. I feel like we are going to the end of the interview itself. Big time. But hey, it's been wonderful, definitely talking to you, and I really appreciate everything that you said. It's again, it's a reminder to ourselves. Again, as we spoke about, our health is important. Our mental health is important. Value and standards is very important in everything that we do, and stick to that your passion and go forward. I believe that it's your message is, I believe, it's been very clear that you can succeed. No matter your condition, no matter how you feel. Because I guess there's some days where you just get up, you're thinking, oh, Do I have
Most
to get
days.
up? You know what I'm saying? Because but
Yeah.
because you are willing to go ahead with it,
Yeah.
you're going to do it. Because like my vision or my purpose is bigger than what I'm going through, and I'm going to succeed for it. So I really appreciate taking your time. This is a big reward, if that makes sense. This is like a big present for me for Christmas. So I really appreciate you that being just taking your time, just being here.
Yeah.
And I believe that again in the future, whatever, we can be able to come up and then say, yo, let's talk about this again. Because
Definitely, like just let me know. Like how you did with this, where you let me know in
yes,
advance. So
yes,
obviously, I was
a
sort of like,
long, big advance.
yeah. So it allowed me to also like pace myself and
Yes.
manage my energies, kind of
Yeah.
thing, like
Mm-hmm.
to today, kind of thing.
Yes.
So like, yeah, definitely, just let me know, man. And
Yeah.
obviously, we'll continue talking after this. So
Yes.
I'm more than happy to continue to be, to be able to learn from you, to
Yes.
even lend to your audience. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to how they interact as well, and
Yes.
just let me know as well, like the feedback and stuff.
Yeah, and you know what? Again, it's again the process of when you're even speaking about success is a journey.
Mm-hmm.
What I thought when I was like maybe 17 years old, 15 years old about success, right now it's not. It's, it's completely different. And if I
Yeah.
got in 10 years time or 5 years time, it's gonna be completely different.
Yeah.
It's just showing you, that there's a growth which need to be done and just waiting to go with it. So yeah, I'll put all your details regarding your channels, I believe the YouTube channel and all the other links in the below, and you guys, you can just go down and follow him and ask any question or you got any project that you wanted to do and you don't know who to connect. It might be you got an idea of short stories or whatever, and you don't know where to start. He's your guy.
Anything with health, we're good.
whatever that can
Yeah.
be. I think is again, that's why I think there was a quote which I heard in terms of help somebody else in order for you to achieve your dream. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very interesting quote. But I believe that when you help somebody else to do their whatever they wanted to do, you're gonna succeed as well. So yeah, man, let's leave you there.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. Like,
Okay,
really
man.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
very
And
much. Yeah,
yeah, speak soon.
definitely have a wonderful Christmas and Happy New Year. But we'll
You
keep on
too.
talking. So
You
yeah,
too.
I'll see you in a bit. Thank you.
All right. Speak soon.
Okay.